Hi everyone, this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm back again with another presentation. And today we're going to be talking about how to get more people to help you, when starting your business, when you first out the gate. A lot of people get stuck. They invest into the business opportunity. Either they start with a one unit or maybe even a pack, and they just don't have enough clear guidance of like how to really approach people without selling. And also, how can you already know that the products work and it's been helping you out, and how can I get other people you know to share this experience with me? And so if you're watching this video right now, you come to the right place. I'm gonna share with you all of my personal takeaways, experience, and knowledge um, that I can think of, during this presentation. And I know it's going to help you tremendously, especially if you haven't been making any progress with your business. You've been having the brick wall pulled up and people not really supportive because they automatically think you're trying to sell them something. So if that's been happening to you, by the end of this presentation, you'll have a completely different outlook of an approach to your business opportunity. So instead of selling, you'll be sharing and telling a story. And that's what it's all about now. So we know the product work. We just want to get it out there and share it with people and let them experience and let them make the decision themselves. So that's the goal. So before we get started, if you don't learn anything else from this presentation, please, please, please remember these, key points before we get into how to ask for help. So these are the key things that I used as fuel during my earlier stages with the business. And also I use this in the military. So just if you don't know about me, just tell you a little bit about me. Again, my name is Chris Thompson. I'm a 21-year retired Army veteran. I was in the medical field for 21 years, ran a couple clinics, supervised clinics, different departments, operations. And over that time frame, I had many soldiers dealing with different personalities and people in general. So I became a student of my own life, so to speak. And I was, all my life I wondered, what make people think or go about doing the things they do. And I just would really just sit back and just listen and watch and begin to, piece together my own story and understand the underworkings of human psychology and human nature. And we all share the same wants and needs. We just been miseducated, misinformed, and not aligned with the way, we were designed to come here and have our experience. So, but let me get off my high horse. But today I'm gonna give you these key points. So, and these are the points that I used as fuel to really motivate me. That's the word that really each day when I got up, I had a purpose. And I want you to use these as a guide to trigger your purpose, because sometimes we can get out of alignment, and use these as a guide, especially with your business. And you'll soon find out these same key points. You can use this in any business model, but as long as you do it with honest truth, you know, everything align in your favor. So the first point I want to share with you um, is the main thing is don't focus on the money. You really want to get great at, testing, testing out the technology, either it be the air, water, or whatever technology or product that you have with your company. And that way you can really, notice a difference, start, jotting down some notes and doing your own little case study so you can notice a difference, how it works in different environments, or how your product works with different people. So either it be consumables or, the water, you name it. So you got to start doing a little small case study, nothing serious. Okay. But make some notes, take your life and your business serious. And, that way you can really transition this thing into a lifestyle that serves you. Okay. So the first point again, get great at testing out the product, sharing it with different people, sharing it, put it in different environments, and really seeing, knowing what to expect, beforehand. And then the next step, you want to learn as much as possible, about people and the technology. I think I just mentioned that. So that means it's very important. So you make sure you learn as much as possible about the people that you encounter during your journey, and also the technology and how it affects different people. Because some people may have an ozone sensitivity. So keep that in mind. And so the next one is you really want to uh, oh yeah. So and then the next thing you want to focus on, you want to provide a a service free of charge for a period of time. Okay. And so what that means, you want to get good at just sharing the technology, um, providing people a free cleanup or free cleanup or help with your testimonial. We'll go a little bit more into that a little bit later. And just really just get good at just providing a service for free. That way you can test your product in different environments without people feeling like they have to purchase something. Hint, hint. Okay. And that's what the rich people do. They always provide something free because they want to have, let people know what they do. And people don't care what you know until they know how much you care about them and what they're going through. And I know that sounds like a cliche, which it is, but it's true. So you really, you really want to show people that you care about them and you really want to make a difference in their lives in some kind of way, and you have something that could possibly help them. And then next thing, and by doing this, by providing a service free of charge for a time, this will really open up a law of correspondence. So we talking about the law of correspondence, which is cause and effect, or your karma thing here, and or reciprocity, in other words. But this law of correspondence, you know, there's a giving and receiving. Our world is a giant ecosystem. So when you give something to somebody, something has to come back in return. So just get good at, not expecting, much, other than just some honest feedback. And that's what I focus on. I really didn't focus on the money. I just want people to say, man, Chris, that machine is great. Or, man, I didn't know there was a difference. Or like, man, is there any kind of way I can invest into this opportunity so I can make some money too? So you'll hear different things along your journey, but just really, get good at just sharing your story, and using this law of correspondence. If you can learn this one law, it will take you a long way when you're doing it from the heart. And so one thing I do want to highlight, I know you guys invested into your business, no matter what it be, what business it is or what it may be. And I know you want to recoup your money right away. All right. Or your investment. Everybody want to get their investment back as soon as possible. And they overlook, gaining the knowledge about the business. Okay. Because, the material things, they'll come and go. You'll make money here and there, a lot of money, no money. But the knowledge that you gain and the experience, that's going to give you the wisdom that you need to duplicate this thing over and over again from scratch with no money. Okay. So always shoot for the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience. And then you'll start to love what you do, either it's this business or another business. So you'll be able to easily take this and transition over to anything, in your life. So fall in love with what you do, be passionate, learn, about your business, and, and just share and be honest with people. All right. And one more thing I want to mention, do not focus on being the expert. Please don't focus on being the expert and remembering specs and technical aspects of the device, what it actually doing with these ions and, et cetera, et cetera. Just get great at sharing your story and what it actually does for you and your family and your experience with people. That's all they want to hear. I'm serious. So they may ask you like, hey, what does it do exactly? Just say, what, I really don't know. But ever since, I invest into the business opportunity and my family, I noticed that, you know, every year that my children would get sick or they would have like some breathing issues, from allergies. But as soon as I invest in the technology, I had it in my home, I had it properly set up. I noticed that we stopped going to the doctor. or they stop going to the doctor. And I started off with that story, and then it led to a story with my wife and other people I've been loaning it to. I've been sharing other people's story along with my story, and then I back it up with pictures because people like to see pictures these days. You know, they like to see a little proof. So take pictures, document what you do, document your journey. That's what I did. That's why you see these pictures up here. I started documenting my journey because a lot of people can talk, you know, sales talk and, you know, and all this good stuff. That's great. But you know, people want to see something tangible. They want to see, you know, somebody to walk them through the process, you know, and really going out there and doing some things, you know, not necessarily just the money, but really learn the business, because you're going to make some money. I promise you. Because a lot, like 90% of the buildings out here and the homes, you know, they really do need this technology. Those, you know, different big manufactured devices are not cutting it. The science, it doesn't even back it, you know, when you really look into it. But that's enough about that. And so the ultimate goal here, guys, you want to add tremendous value on the front end. When you use the law of correspondence, cause and effect, reciprocity, the goal is you want to add so much value on the front end and just let the domino push, you know, fall over on its own. But the next step, and just release all expectation. Okay. And just, you know, let the, you know, the chips line up the way they may. Okay. And so just release all expectations, just go with the flow. And I promise you, you'll start to have fun. You'll learn more and more each time. And then you will start to realize, like, hey, you know, the less I focus on the money, I can actually learn something about this business opportunity and how I can get this wheel to start moving around here. And so that's the main purpose of me sharing today, because, you know, quite a few people have been reaching out to me and they really do need the help. Not saying that their teammates are not helping them, but, you know, sometimes you just need the right teacher, in other words, or somebody to just lay it out a certain kind of way. So what I'm saying, you know, right now may not work for you, you know, and that's great. But, you know, I'm just sharing my experience because there's somebody out there that could really use this information. So there's nothing to like or, you know, or to really to dislike. You can like it, but it's really nothing to dislike. I'm just sharing my story, and I hope that it helped you along your journey as well. So let's move forward with, you know, let's how to ask for help. So here we go, guys. So it's gonna be so simple, and you're gonna be like, wow, that's it. So here it is. So the way I go about approaching people, and in this segment, I'm just gonna hammer the general way, but you can use this in any environment, and I'll go in a little bit more detail as we move forward. But I like to, you know, go back to the old school way of, you know, asking for help. You know, back in the day when you could ask your neighbor or a family friend down the street or whatever and say, hey, you know, do you know anybody that want to make about $20 to $30, you know, helping me move some furniture or mowing the grass over the weekend? You know, do you know anybody? So basically, we take that same approach, being open and honest, and we letting people know, hey, like, you know, there's a quid pro quo, this for that. So, you know, I'm looking for some muscle power here to help me, but in exchange, I'm willing to give them a couple dollars, you know. And that's the same approach that I use to get help with my business. And if you use this approach that I'm gonna share with you, it will be very difficult for somebody to turn it down, without second guessing themselves. But, you know, human nature will force them to think a little bit harder. And then, you know, if they don't have an issue that you can help them with, they may, you know, 80% of the time they know somebody that has an issue. Like I mentioned to you before, the average homeowner in business, they have air quality issues, in my experience from sharing. And so as we move forward, taking that same approach here, um, you know, basically, and this will work with your warm and cold markets as well. So keep that in mind. So as we move forward, so what does this approach consist of? So first thing I do, or I recommend doing, you know, you want to introduce yourself. You want to tell people what you do, and then you're going to follow up with, you know, asking for a little help, and then you're going to make your offer. And normally my offer is either a free cleanup, um, and basically that's it. I just want to do a free cleanup, or just some feedback. I need some honest feedback or a review for my site. And so, and that's my honest approach. And honestly, when you tell people you just want their honest feedback and a review, and you offer them a free cleanup, this is enough alone. It's hard, in my experience, for people to give you a no when you offer this free cleanup in exchange for a review for your business and testimonial. So, and also, so now this approach alone is the key to really turn the no to a yes. So I repeat, I've been using this approach, basically from turning a no to a yes. And I'll go over, how I introduce myself and everything, so you can get a general idea of, how I go about just talking to strangers or friends and family, or, whoever. And that way you really don't get a part of the NFL club. I call that the no friends left. That way you don't lose any long lasting relationship, or, put any kind of friendship in jeopardy, because you're super excited about your business and you're just going about approaching people the wrong way. Because sometimes it can be a turnoff, and you can lose some friends for a period of time because you approached them the wrong way. Okay, so I want to save you some time, and I want to save you the embarrassment or just some distance from your friends and loved ones because you didn't approach them the right way. Because you do have something that can help them, but it's all about the approach. Okay. And that's why I learned in my experience, it's all about the approach and the delivery of the message. And that way, people can be a little bit more receptive. So my approach looked like this as we get ready to close. So normally when I talk to a friend's family, cold market somebody I don't know, but some kind of way we start up in a conversational or talk. I don't like to use the word conversation because of con, but normally I say, hey, by the way, I know you don't have time. And I introduce myself. I'm Chris Thompson. I'm a, retired Army veteran. I own a green tech health science company. I'm kind of new in the area. And I was wondering if I can get your help with some honest feedback for my company. And most people, I pause and they say, sure, what do you need? I said, well, do you know anybody that has any issues with asthma, allergies, mold, mildew, with pet odors, cooking odors, smoke, or they just have some really concerns, especially since this, current situation? Because I know a lot of people having air quality concerns right now. Do you know anybody that wouldn't mind helping me out with a quick, with some honest feedback and a review for my business page? And most people like, sure, what do they have to do? And what I tell them is, what I'll do, I'll schedule an appointment with them. I'll loan it to them for about 3 to 5 days, and I'll come pick up the unit. I'm keying on the word pick up the unit. And then once I come pick it up, they just give me their honest feedback. I'll send them a link to my business page, and they just write me an honest review if the product helped them out or not. That sounds fair. And most people say, sure, that's great. That's all. I don't have to pay for anything like that. No, this is completely free. I promise. I just need some help, with some honest feedback in the community, because people never heard of me yet, or my business opportunity, or my technology that I have to offer. I mean, I'm really passionate about this. I really could use, some additional help. And when you approach it this way, guys, the doors will fly open for you. Okay. And because when people hear the word help, and when you approach it with an honest heart, man, people will really put some thought into helping. So what'll happen is either they don't know anybody at the time. If they don't know anybody, what you can say, like, hey, that's cool. Just keep me in mind. If you do come across anybody, just let them know I loan it to them for free for a few days, and just give me, some honest feedback for my company. That sounds okay. And most people say, sure. That sounds okay, Chris, as long as they don't have to buy anything. Or the person may have a problem themselves. Then what you will do is, if you encounter that where the person, they have a problem, or you right there, you have access to the person, you ask a few more questions, investigate, ask about, 2 to 3 more questions, ask them where they're located majority of the time or the problem area, and then just move forward with that and schedule the appointment. Okay. But it's pretty straightforward, after that, guys. But just to do a quick recap, you know, um, I introduced myself. I'm Chris Thompson. I'm 20 years, I'm a retired Army veteran and I'm new in the area. I own a green tech health science company. I could really use some help with some reviews for my company. Um, who do you know that has like asthma, allergy, mold, and mildew, any kind of odor issues, or just having some concerns with the current situation that wouldn't mind helping me out with some honest feedback for my company portfolio? Pause, let them answer. And normally they'll put some thought into it because you come in, approaching them with an honest heart, open, and there's no strings attached other than some honest feedback. And then what'll happen is over time, guys, and I mentioned this in the last presentation, what will happen then once you place that unit and they gain exposure to the technology, they start to touch on some of the buttons or the icons and make some adjustments, and you speak with them with the follow-up process. They will, you know, learn to see the value in what we have to offer, or, they will at least learn more about the technology and they will keep you in mind, you know, that way they can be, an honest helper along the way. Because when you have this approach, what happen is you'll open up the second and third degrees of separation. And these individuals that even if they purchase or not, they would gladly come up with people to help you place this technology in their homes and businesses. I repeat. So when you approach it this way, people would gladly give you a list of people that will keep your schedule busy so you can really field test your technology, gain the experience, and really get a clear understanding about what you have to offer and how you can truly help other people and along with helping yourself. So with this approach, guys, the sky's the limit, and you can use the same model with any business. Okay. So again, I hope you found this information very informative. It was very helpful for me. And again, guys, this is Chris Thompson with Food for Your Thoughts. In the next presentation, I'll be covering a little bit more in depth when it comes to residential and commercial, with the asking for help, like who to ask for, a couple of additional questions that the customer may ask. Cover some additional tips with residential and commercial. They'll be the primary focus, just going, some additional questions that the customer may ask, or how do you approach the store manager or whoever at these businesses, so you can start getting some help with these businesses as well. Okay. But again, this is Chris Thompson with Food for Your Thoughts. Be sure to click the like and subscribe button below. I do have a donate link below. I'm not getting paid by the company. I'm volunteering my experience and sharing it with you from my heart, because I know there's somebody out there who can really use this information. And this is part of giving and receiving. I gave you some great information that you can use, and you can tweak it and make it your own. And just finish out the law. Just give me a little tip. You can like, subscribe, or put a positive comment. That's great too. But until next time, this is Chris Thompson. I appreciate you, and don't give up. Stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.